I don't think there is anything that stirs up so much emotion as like salaries.
It's like good enough, so you gotta be great, and I'ma do whatever it takes. Doing what I love for life, and I'll pay the price, and not stopping even if the shit kills me, even if it kills me.
Hi everyone and welcome to MattGron's Scaling Up Journey. My name is Mattias, aka MattGron, and today I also have the one and only Svea Malina Landshoff on the other side.
Sounds like an exception. I'm usually not around.
Yeah, but I was like leaving a little bit of a cliffhanger there before I introduced you.
Hello, welcome to 74. Looking at my notes here as always. And it's our Wednesday episode. And also, you know what? That was a weird beginning, but this is where entrepreneurship runs smack into reality. I think this is my job to do that. Sorry, I overslept. But you know what? On Wednesdays, we talk about what you do inside the company. And last week, I think I just came up with this topic and thought that's a good topic for this Wednesday. So I want to talk about salary, both like your own salary and also the salary of your employees, because I thought when I started freelancing, it was already really hard for me to put a price tag on my work, because you can obviously charge for hours, but you could also think more of like the value you provide. So I can only imagine when you start a company and then for the first time in your life, you face a situation where you have to determine a salary for someone else. I think that sounds very difficult and interesting to me. So let's start at the beginning. With salary for your employees. How did you or do you determine the right salary for someone?
How do I decide? Yes, I think there's a couple of different things I look at. Of course, there is like a market, like the value, like market value aspect for a specific role connected to experience and I think that's the main driver, and so, like, let's say if we're looking for a specific position, like you probably set like a range, like okay, this is how much we are ready to pay for this kind of role, and then you ask the person who is applying for the role, like what is their what is their, what do you say, demand, or what are they asking for?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's not more dramatic than that.
Yeah, I think I saw there is some kind of website also, or probably a different website where you can look for your location and your position, and then you find out like the average salary in your area for that kind of position, and that's probably kind of a starting point there, right?
Yeah, that is that's true, and that's actually what I meant with them, like the marketing value for the specific role.
And then you just go into a salary discussion, like you said, right? Where you have like your offer, and then somewhere in the back of your head you have like your maximum. Classic.
Yes, exactly. There is always some kind of negotiation going on around salaries.
Okay.
Yes.
So because I think that's also different in some companies. I think some companies, like everyone who has like the entry role or like who's new to a specific role gets the same amount of salary. And I think other companies just like depending on the case, they decide the salary. But I think at iGoMoon, that's probably necessary because like there are people from different backgrounds, people like, I think no role you really have twice, right? It's like very unique roles that you create at iGoMoon. So that needs to be more of a individual salary, right?
Like we have a process, like where people start and then so you can call it like a ladder, and then like when people grow, the salary grows. So but I mean, over the years we have like developed a bonus system for the employees to be able to how shall I say, bridge that gap and and keep the ambitious talents. Maybe they want to be able to increase their salaries in relation to their performance. So, and there is always like a debate like around that. And I mean, people, they don't work for money, they work for a meaning, a purpose. And of course, we are working on that also. And have you been following the vlog for a while? You know, we have been talking about in earlier episode about values and purpose statement and things like that. But I think somewhere ambitious people, they also want to be able to increase their salary, and so we have like a four different things we look at, and one thing and where people could actually increase their salaries if they reach their goal for the utilization rate. And then there's another team goal. So if the team reach the goal, then everyone in the team get their bonus for that. And then we have another bonus, which is the company goal. So if the company reach the profit goal for the quarter, so everything is based on quarterly, a quarterly plan. So number 3 is the company goal, and then number 4 is actually connected to if you are doing your if you're keeping your HubSpot certifications and Google certifications in check. In checks.
So for all these individual things, you could get an increase of salary, or do they all have to come together?
They are like paid out individually. So if you only reach your individual goal, then you get paid. So you don't need to check off all 4 of them to be to get paid. So.
And you said that like when the company, like the whole company is performing well in that quarter, does it mean that the whole team benefits from that, so that everyone gets a bit from the pie? Or is that how I understand it? Yes, that's really cool. Nice. Okay, that's sorry.
And that of course is I think different things here tie into what we are trying to create, because if we are doing if we're doing really good as a team and reaching for the moon and reached the goals we have, then everyone benefits from it, and then that would be, giving more money to everyone compared to like a traditional salary raise. But on the other hand, I'm trying to balance it so we are not, paying a lot of money without getting anything as a company.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Yeah, like you said, it's not that difficult. I think in my head it sounded more difficult to determine the right salary. I'm curious what you would say. Was it harder for you to determine someone else's salary or your own? Because obviously you as the business owner also have to live from something. So you also have to take out salary.
So first I want to say, I think salaries is not easy. I think it sounds like I have a practical approach, and today, like a process for it. But you always need to paying attention and navigating these waters, because I don't think there is anything that stirs up so much emotion as like salaries. So money, it like
yeah, it's also starting here. Thunderstorm.
First a huge lightning and then roaring thunder, or Okay, I'm getting a little bit stressed here.
Yeah. Same. I'm under the roof.
Please help me. Where am I? Yeah, salary discussion stirs up a lot of emotions, and it's tough discussions. And I think, like both as a boss or a manager and a leader, you feel a little bit like on the edge when you have this kind of negotiations, and if as an employee you probably feel the same, you're nervous, and I think we could probably talk a lot about that, things to maybe think about when you go into this kind of meetings, but maybe that's a topic for another episode. So I just want to say it's not easy.
Yeah.
But I think if you have a process and keep it practical, you will find a way forward.
Yeah, and at least you have a starting point and can fine tune left and right?
Yeah.
But when you were determining your own salary, was that even harder for you?
For me, it's even harder in one way. And I think it's, I mean, like there is different terms to think about here from an entrepreneurial perspective. I mean, you have the salary. The salary is what you pay on a monthly basis, but you also have the dividend. If you do, like if you build a company and the company is doing good, you could always, give some of the profit to the shareholders. So, I mean, as a owner, it's probably like a different way to also, get paid for building a great company. But I mean, like that takes a long time if you are like bootstrapping a company from scratch. So, I mean, it takes many years before, at least for me, before I was able to get some, how should I say, like profit out of the company.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the first 4 years, I actually have an episode in my other vlog, Månresan, where I talk about this, because like I remember I was counting how much money I actually earned the first 4 years.
Yeah.
So I don't really remember the numbers right now, but I think it was about, let's say, $60,000, 60,000 euro, that I paid myself in salary the first 4 years.
Wow, and
So,
that's not much.
I mean, like that's a decent, like salary for a year.
Yes.
And that was what I paid myself the first 4 years. So that's the price you pay when you start a company, and because you basically pay the employees first.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
A leader eat last.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was actually about to ask. Did you leave, or did you pay yourself so little salary because you wanted to leave as much money in the company as possible, or because there wasn't money left? What was the reason for that?
There was no money left.
Okay.
And I mean, some months there were no money, and some months there could be some money.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
Okay, how do you do it these days? Like, I'm obviously not going to ask you to tell us what you earn, but I just want to know the approach. Do you have like a fixed amount that you like thought about? I don't know how often you do that, maybe once a year or something, and that is your salary? Or do you take out differently depending on the month? Or what is your approach to that now?
So my approach today, and like from, I think, like from the beginning, I mean, where am I now? Like, it has been in business with iGoMoon for like 8-9 years now. So as I told you, the first 4 years I paid myself about 60,000 euro, and like probably the first 2-3 years there were almost nothing, like, and then maybe a year, and the fourth the fourth year I think I paid like myself about 3,000 like 3,500 maybe dollar each month.
Which in Stockholm, just for everyone watching, I think is a very average salary. Nothing extremely high or not low. It's average, I would say. It's
I think it's below average. I think in Stockholm, I think I think it's probably higher.
Yeah.
Not knowing all the numbers right now, but I think that's like for entire Sweden. There's like an average salary, I think. Yeah. So and
your approach now, is it that you have the same salary every month? Well,
Okay. So that was my point. So like since like year 4, the fourth year, after the fourth year, I've been paying like I have had a specific amount each month, and I think I like I'm like in kind of quickly trying to do the math. So like I'm talking kroner, euro, dollar, like it's so confusing. Trying to adapt it a little bit to the non-Swedish audience, but if we talk about euro, like kind of been paying myself around 4,900 euro on a monthly basis the last 3 years. I think I have had the same salary.
Okay.
So and like as a business owner in Sweden, like around these numbers, there could be like better to maybe keep the salary down and then do some pay out some dividend profit from the company as an owner then. So it depends how you want to structure it, and but I mean so there's like I can talk about that for hours, of course, but like the salary, like in Sweden and probably like everywhere in the world, the salary is kind of connected to your personal credit, and decide how much money you can actually, I mean, take as a loan at the bank.
Yeah, I mean, salary is also so subjective where you live, what your living standards are. Like 3,000 euros for me when I moved to Sweden was a lot of money. That's not the average salary in Germany. And here it's like 3,000 euros, kind of below average. And I think in my first job I earned 2,400. Yeah, before tax. Yeah. So, and I thought already, okay, 2,400 euros is okay. And then I figured out was actually like the average was in Sweden. So it's just so different from where you come from, of obviously how you live, if you want a luxurious life or if you don't need it. It's just, it can be a lot of money or can be very little money, depending. So also.
Yeah. But I think I agree. But I, like, if you asked me something before I started to talk about all the numbers, and you asked me, like, did I not paying myself salary or more salary then and today because I want to keep the money in the company? And I mean, that's the main reason, because so let's talk about profit. There is 3 reasons why a company basically exists and why a company like really needs to make profit. First, there is founders or owners that has been taking a huge risk to actually start the company, and they probably started the company for a reason, and they need to be, paid for that, because I mean, why should they do it if they are not getting paid? Number 2, you need profit to create like further growth in the company. Because if you can't invest in growth, then there is decline. Yeah. There is no, like, you have growth or decline. And number 3, why we need profit is because we need to save money for the future, for another pandemic, or whatever. Force majeure issues, so to speak, as it says in all contract. Bad days, for the rainy days. So that's why I always has been hesitating to pay myself salary. I'm trying to keep my personal expenses low, and invest everything I can in the company. And
I mean, that seems like a good call to me.
And one day, of course, I wanted to pay off huge.
Yeah, but I don't know how you say that in English, but like in German we say Kleinvieh macht auch Mist. That means that small animals also poop. So that means it adds up, yeah, that was a brilliant sphere. That was good. Okay, anyways, that's the takeaway for this episode.
Yeah, I love the transition from money to poop.
Save your money, yeah. But yeah, it makes sense. And thank you for letting me look behind the curtain, and everyone who was watching today. I thought it was interesting. I wanted to know more about that. And I think that's it for our Wednesday today, and I'll see you on Friday.
Yeah, looking forward. Okay. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.